figured I'd come out for a walk. Got a nice little park here. Kind of getting back onto my history of why I wanted to become a filmmaker, or even, how I even thought I even wanted to be a filmmaker. So back in the sophomore year of high school, during health class, we had a project that we had to do. We had to do a 10 to 15 minute speech. So my idea was not to do a speech in front of the class, but to actually make it a movie. Me and a partner, we got together, we got 2 of our other friends to help us out. Ended up making this drunken driving video.
Hey, what? Are you going to that party tonight? What's that? Show Outlet. You gonna be here? Yeah. I'll be there.
We ended up recording it on VHS-C tape, which, if you're familiar with VHS-C tape, it's not digital. I ended up editing it between 2 VCRs. It's kind of a challenge to figure out, but it ended up working out. So you got to basically hit play on one and then record on the other one, but then you got to pause. It's a whole timing issue. That's what they call linear editing. If I would have majorly screwed up a cut, I'd almost have to start from the beginning again. This is one of those projects that really kind of got me into really knowing that I wanted to become a filmmaker. After doing this, I drew out a storyboard for the sequel to this, just to do for fun, and it got to the point where I got a lot of my friends wanting to do it, but when it actually came time to execute it, the whole thing started to fall apart. But after this, and like the next year, the junior year, we took an aptitude test to see what we would be good at going into for our profession. And I remember a lot of my friends, like they had, maybe 5 to 10 different fields that they can get into. But with mine, it was very specific. And after I took the test, I only had 2 results, and both of them had to do with film. I should have taken that as a sign, but again, where I grew up at in Illinois, it was just kind of unheard of to go to film school. I had no idea what film schools were. I had no idea where they were. It's just like one of those things that I just had it in my head that in order to make films, to make movies, you had to be out on one of the coasts. I ended up getting into a field that has really helped me out though, visually with movies. So I don't know if you'll be able to pick up in this health video. I'm kind of hobbling along. I've kind of slumped over. It's because in my sophomore year, I actually had a herniated disc. The time that we filmed this, it was kind of in between from when I found out I had the herniated disc to when I actually had the surgery. I had surgery when I was 16 years old. Had 2 herniated discs. Had to have operations twice on it. And I've had one just a couple years ago to help fix it again. And because of that, I wasn't able to do a whole lot. Couldn't run, couldn't do anything. I ended up staying at home quite a bit, and that was the time when we got the internet. So the internet was brand new. I was teaching myself HTML, how to build websites, and end up learning and teaching myself Photoshop. Is because of my back problems is actually what got me into the field that I'm in today. So for the past almost 15 years, I've been working as a graphic designer. The nice thing about my current position, I'm currently the senior designer for a fire and security firm. Since I know photography and video, I've been able to do some stuff for the company, and they've been very gracious and very supportive of me wanting to do that too. So it's been a great learning experience, and it's kind of fun and ironic that since I've been doing this vlog, I've been doing a lot of videos for work too. The both of them are helping each other out. So I'm learning things at work, helping me out with the vlog, and I'm learning things with the vlog that's helping me out with work. So it's very cool to see the support, from a company like that. So I've created some After Effects stuff for them. I've created some other little videos, little promos, like internal stuff, and we even took a trip to Columbus to shoot some stuff, and that's when I was starting the vlog. So I kind of started to record some stuff, and so this footage that you're about to see is actually one of the first things I started to record, when I was creating this vlog. Here at the Columbus Crew Stadium, about ready to do time-lapse shot, and then I'm gonna fly the drone around the stadium. It should look really cool. Get the little sunset here, but and we've got permission. just got done shooting the drone at the Columbus Crew. Man, that was fun. How many people get to do that? So like I said, if you can get into a good company that lets you do some of the stuff that you want to do, I mean, it turns into some great stuff. I mean, like, look at this. Well, it's I don't know, about 7:30. My team's probably getting hungry. Sometimes when I'm at a hotel, I like to leave a message, a nice warm message that helps them get to sleep at night. So we're back here at the Columbus Crew Stadium. Today we've got some interviews. As we're pulling into the parking lot here, saw a pretty funny sign that I kind of had to come check out. So last night we flew the drone. You know, we did have permission. We had permission. We did have permission from the crew, so it should be okay. But this is a no drone zone. So about the drone footage and that sign. So I wasn't too sure about how this works, but you know, when I was flying the drone, there wasn't a warning on my screen. You know, it pops up with a warning. You know, it says, you know, restricted area and whatnot. I didn't get that at the Columbus Crew because you're not supposed to fly over stadiums, period. But I wasn't too sure about this one. And apparently, you have to have a certain capacity for the FAA to have the rules against flying over stadiums. So he said they had their lawyers write up something, and it's listed as private property, so you're basically trespassing if you fly a drone without their permission there. So do not do what I did. They don't want people flying over their stadium during soccer games, so do not do what I did. We did it in a controlled environment. There was no one on the field. There was no one in the stands. When we pulled in, I was like, I do not want to fly this if there's people in the stands. You know, not that I don't trust my flying ability. I just don't want the worst case scenario to happen. So, but we talked to the guy. They said, you know, everything's cool. Go ahead and do it. So we got the permission from the head people. So again, do not do what I did. Make sure you have the right permissions. If you know you're doing something wrong, don't do it. Do it right the first time. That creates a much better relationship. So yeah, that's the story of how we were able to get the drone around the stadium. So